Hello, in this video session we will be seeing how we can develop modular programs. Okay, now consider this simple example. So this is a program to just print hello and how are you to three different people, that is Ajay, Gopi and Gopi. Okay, so here the code goes like this. We have the main, then there are three character arrays which is containing the names, then a set of statements for printing a line. Okay, first a plus is printed, then 56 minus is printed, then again plus is printed, and that's how we create a line. And after that, hello Ajay is printed, and then how are you is printed. Again line is printed, then again hello and how are you statements are printed. Again line is printed, again hello and how are you statements are printed, and finally the line is printed. So this is a very simple program, and if you observe, this is the output of our program. Okay, now this program, every code is written inside the main, and here the number of lines of code is only 29, so it doesn't look much complex, but in real life the programs will be having about thousands and thousand lines of codes. So if everything is written inside one file, it will be very complex. Okay, so in order to avoid this complexity, we will be dividing the large programs into smaller programs called modules or functions. And now we will see how we can decompose this large program into smaller functions. Okay, now for that we will perform something called method decomposition. That is, in our program code we will identify the set of instructions which are having the same functionality. Okay, now if you observe these statements, this is for printing the line, again this, and again this, and again this. These all statements are for printing line. So the set of statements which are having the same functionality are taken and written as function. Okay, so I'm just going to find out methods or find out the set of codes into set of codes which are having the same functionality and turn it into functions. Okay, so I just find out the code for printing line. So I'm just going to write a function for that, and for writing I'm just going to create different files. Okay, so I'm just going to save this, and then I'll be writing the code in a new file. So I'm just going to give key edit main.c. Okay, I'm just going to give the name main.c, and okay, now okay, so I'm just going to copy this code, Control A, Control C, and then I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, now this is the same code. So now I'm going to take this function and turn it into I'm going to take this set of codes and turn it into function. Okay, so I'm just going to write the function declarations and then function definitions. Okay, so I'm just going to write a function for printing the line. So it doesn't return values, return values void, then it doesn't take any arguments. So the argument or parameter list is empty, semicolon, since it is a declaration. Then again for function definition, again the same code, and inside double quotes we'll be writing the code. Okay, so now here we will be placing the code. Okay, so now in place of that we only require to give print line. Okay, and here also we are only required to give print line, and here also we require to give print line, and also here we will be writing print line. Okay, so this print line function will be simply printing the lines. Then there are two more statements. There is to print hello name and then how are you. You can create one function for doing or printing these values, or you can just decompose it into two different functions. So I'm just going to decompose it into two different functions. Okay, so one is for printing hello and the other is for printing how are you. Okay, now if you observe, in the case of hello, it should print a name. Okay, so it is accepting a string array and it should print that particular string after hello. So I'm just going to add the parameter for hello function as char, let's say name. Okay, so it will be accepting a string. Okay, now we'll be writing function definition for this. So we have void hello, which will be accepting a character array, and it will be printing hello and the string, that is name, and then we have one more function which will be printing hello, sorry, not hello, how are you. Okay, so function definition for hru, that is void hru, no parameters, then open braces, close braces, and then here is will be printing how are you, and then we can replace this with the function hello of name1. Then I can replace this with function, okay, sorry, okay, the function how are you. Okay, so here also I can replace it with function, that is hello, and then function how are you. Okay, so how are you, and then again here hello of name3, and then here I will be printing how are you. Okay, now so this is one method decomposition that I have done. I have separated the code with same functionality and I have implemented it using functions. And now if you observe, the code is more easier to read, right? So for printing line, there is print line function. For saying hello to a particular name, we have hello, and name is passed in that function. We have HRU for printing how are you. Okay, now this code is more simpler, it is more easier to read. Okay, I'll just compile this program, gcc main.c, then output it to main.out. Okay, undeclared variable I haven't declared I here. Okay, sorry, I haven't declared I have declared I here, and since I had declared I there, I is not required here. So I'm just going to save this, and then again I'm going to compile it. No errors. Just going to clear this and then outputting main.out. Okay, so we got the proper output. So this time it is more formatted, and now this code looks more simpler and more easier to understand and read. Okay, also it is more easier to update, also to perform error correction. Okay, now if you observe both the codes, that is if I open the file gedit hello or file and main.c file, okay, now here this code, if consider that there is a modification, like we are printing line using plus and minuses, and here I have wrote the code for printing 56 minuses. Okay, now the new modification comes like you have to change number of minuses to, let's say, 50, then you have to change code here. Okay, here you have to change it to 50, here you have to change it to 50, here you have to change it to 50, here you have to change it to 50. But since we have decomposed it into a function and we have eliminated the redundancy in our code, only we have to make modification in one place. Okay. Similarly, when we are checking for errors, we have to check for errors in all the repeated or all the set of statements which have the same functionality. But if we decompose it into functions, we can easily check for errors in that particular function only. Okay, so these are the advantages of making programs into modules. Okay, and now here we have changed it to modules, and we have decomposed methods out of our program. But the problem with here is that we have the function print line hello and how are you, and they can be only used in this they can be only used in our program main.c. Okay, so if we want to allow other programmers to use our code in their program or our functions in their program, we have to write header files for that. Okay, so now we will see how we can write header files and how we can include or how we can accommodate our functions inside that header files. Okay, so far we have learned about library or standard header files, and we have learned about stereo.h, string.h, etc. Okay, now we will see how we can make or how we can create user-defined header files. Okay, for that I'm just going to open gedit, then main.c, then okay, I'm going to create a header file hi.h. So hi.h file. Then for saving the function definitions, I will be having hi.c, and then a makefile. Okay, makefile is not important, but I'm just going to create that, and I'm going to open it. Okay, so it's a main function. Then hi.h is for storing all the structure definitions, macros, type defs, and all the function declarations, and hi.c is for storing all the function definitions. Okay, so hi.h will contain the function declaration, hi.c will contain the function definitions. Okay, so I'm just going to write hi.h. So when writing hi.h, we'll have to conditional compare. We will have a conditional compiler statement, that is if and def, and hi underscore h, then hash end if. Okay, so this if and def means if not defined, then define. Okay, so this is to avoid multiple definition. It is to avoid defining the same header file multiple times. So if it is not defined, then define, and then inside that we'll be writing hash define hi underscore h, and then all the structure declarations, function prototypes, global variables, etc. Okay, so I'm going to write all the function declarations here. Okay, so you'll be writing the function declarations inside what hi.h. Okay, so I have written that, and then after that inside hi.c I'll be writing hash include, then my created header file, that is hi.h. And the thing you have to observe is that usually when you are writing or including a header file, you'll be using angular brackets, but in the case of user defined function, you will be using double quotes. Okay, and we will be taking the functions, and these are the three functions. I'm just going to copy these functions, control X. Okay, I just cut it, and okay, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, now these statements have printf statements, so since it have printf statements in our function definitions, we have to include our studio.h. Okay, studio.h. Okay, so whenever we are including header files, library header files are included using angular brackets, and user defined header files are included using double quotes. Okay, so just remember that. So I have just included it in here. Okay, so all the functions are defined inside this hi.c file. Okay, so printline function, hello function, how are you functions, and its declaration is written inside this hi.h file. And if we want to include these functions in our program, we have to include the header file hi.h. So I'm going to include hash include, then inside double quotes hi.h, and here we are using double quotes because it is a user defined header file. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize it, then I'm going to compile the program gcc. So whenever we are compiling the program, we have to include all the C programs in our project. So we have main.c and hi.c. Then after that, I'm outputting it to main.out. Okay, now errors / then main.out, and we'll be getting this output. Okay, same output as earlier. Okay, so this is how we create our own header files, and by creating our own header files, we can use it in our other programs, or also we can give these header files or these modules to other users to we can give it to other users so that they can use. They only need to include this header file like this, and then they can use all these functions. Okay, so this is how we develop modular programs, and here we change the code and we developed or decomposed methods from the code, and we created these functions. So in some programs there will be different levels. Okay, so it depends upon its functionality, etc. And this is how we develop different modules from a very large program. Okay, now there is one more utility called makefile. So when the project is very large, there will be some file called makefile, and it is usually executed with the help of make command. And so makefile contains the code for actually running or compiling our program. Okay, not running, for compiling our program. So I'm just going to write the makefile. So its syntax is like this. For running the following commands, I will be using this command, that is hi make, then single. Okay, then after that, not single, then after that a colon, then I'm just writing a clean. Okay, so clean is again one more statement. Okay, discuss about clean, and after that gcc main.c, then hi.c, then output it to main.out. Okay, then I'm going to write the clean. So clean, when we say clean, I'm just going to remove forcefully, not forcefully, -f main.out. Okay, so I'm just going to execute make. Okay, and make clean. Okay, so now if I observe, here is now output file. So we have hi.c, hi.h, main.c, and makefile. And if I give make, then this hi make, then it will execute the following statements. That is, it will remove the main.out, and then again it will compile. And if I check, the main.out file is there. Okay, so when the program, there are large number of programs, like 100 or 1000 number of programs, this makefile will be more effective, and we can simply just use this command for compiling the whole program. So remember about this concept of makefile. Okay, so just remember about how we can create modules from a big program, then to share it with others, how we can create user defined header files, and for running very large files or running project with very large number of C programs, we can make use of the make command, and we can create make files. Okay, which makes compiling more easier. Okay, remember about these concepts.